This manga right here, up until the time skip, I will say is hands down a masterpiece of craziness, insanity, and just overall really great storytelling. Up until the time skip, this was amazing. So this writer that did this manga, when he announced that he was doing any work, I was immediately like, I'm definitely checking it out. You have a great resume. I mean, regardless of how the second half of this felt or whatever, ultimately the first half was gold. So, Happiness, his new manga. A lot of controversy because a lot of people are claiming that this manga is a Tokyo Ghoul ripoff. My first impression of it, let's put the discussion of it, whether or not being a ripoff aside. And I'll give you a brief synopsis of it before we even jump into that. Kid, bullied at school. One day he's attacked by some seemingly vampire-ish girl. She bites him. Then ultimately he starts changing and things start getting weird and he starts getting these weird urges. Now, to be honest with you, the similarities aside of Tokyo Ghoul, I'm enjoying it. I will say I am enjoying it because one of the things that it has, a key element that this manga brings, is just this weird thing to it. It just, like, a lot of things feel really weird and the characters feel a little bit like, you know how we have restrictions in society. A lot of times these characters showcase some of the restrictions taken off in society. And I think one of the things that, when getting more into the comparisons between this and Tokyo Ghoul, is that this more feels like it's grounded to reality, opposed to like Tokyo Ghoul, where everything that, like, you know, it's just a battle, humans and ghouls and stuff like that, while, you know, this manga Happiness actually feels like it's gonna seemingly stay grounded again towards reality and more like a slice of life type of series. I'll be completely real with you. A lot of huge elements of this manga just feel straight up on some Ghoul shit. I will tell you right now, it feels straight up like Tokyo Ghoul. The main character, Makoto Okazaki, I mean, everything that he's been through thus far, because I'm talking about the first 3 chapters of what I read of this manga thus far. I think that's all that's out at the moment. So many of the things that happened to the main character of Tokyo Ghoul have happened to him, and it just feels very similar. Like, again, walking you through it, first chapter, he's attacked by some girl, seemingly like a vampire-ish. It seems as though this is more like vampires. Obviously, Tokyo Ghoul is ghouls. And after he's bitten, all of a sudden he has these urges. He can't eat. He wakes up in the hospital. It honestly feels a lot like Tokyo Ghoul. But again, what differentiates it is also this weird thing, which I'm not so keen on, but it is one of the things that the writer of Flowers of Evil has, is that he adds a lot of perversion into it. So this guy, sometimes it goes into like a little bit more of a pervertic nature, and I could definitely see that vampire chick from chapter 1 kind of being like the, if you read Flowers of Evil, Nakamura of the series, like this person that keeps on edging the main character into being a more fucked up person. Because as of right now, he starts off, he's kind of geeky, and it's very similar again to Kaneki, started off kind of geeky or whatever, but there's differences, and that's the good thing. So while, yeah, there are huge elements, him being attacked, waking up in the hospital, these urges, it's taking the concept, but I think slowly but surely it's going to go in its own direction, and it's already starting to do that because, again, it's keeping in the school element. The difference is, like, Kaneki was immediately thrown into that ghoul life, you know, fighting ghouls, and it kind of went more of like a battle element, while this seems more as though you're going to have to deal with these circumstances while being in normal society and having to deal with bullies and stuff like that. And you see the character already changing because of these circumstances, and opposed to Kaneki, where he had to be trained and everything before he would even do anything. This motherfucker is already like punching dudes in the nose and shit like that. So definitely there are similarities, and I see why people are getting a little bit upset with this manga, because it does have a lot of similarities and kind of gives you like, oh man, like I think in chapter 3, he kind of lost it and he was about to bite the shit out of this girl because he was really, I think, thirsty for blood. But again, it goes in its own direction with this girl kind of having a difference that changes him, like opposed to where Kaneki is like, it's an internal struggle that he was going through every day. This one, it seems as though there's going to be the person, or there's going to be certain circumstances that is going to help to calm him down and change him, or something along the lines of that. So very interesting. And honestly, this manga, it's very entertaining. You're going to get a lot of Ghoul. If you've read Tokyo Ghoul before, if you haven't read Tokyo Ghoul before, you'll definitely enjoy the shit out of this, I'll tell you right now. If you have, the thing that'll probably bug you is that there's elements that will remind you a lot of it. But aside from that, it's really entertaining so far. Just getting to see, of course, the kid that was bullied, all of a sudden now he's starting to act out, punching dudes in the nose and getting a little bit of respect. But I like how he's still holding on to, no, I'm not a bully, I don't do that shit, and then losing it. So again, kind of Tokyo Ghoulish, but ultimately I'm liking it. I like it, but I can definitely see why people are saying it's a ripoff, because there are elements that is like, Come on, bro. Don't go too Tokyo Ghoul on this. So I'd say give it a shot. Even if you read Tokyo Ghoul, maybe it'll be too similar for you, but yeah, it's a decent read thus far. But let me know what you guys thought of it if you read it thus far. Is it a Tokyo Ghoul ripoff in your eyes? Do you see it going in its own direction? Personally, I see it going more towards Tokyo Ghoul meets Flowers of Evil and perversion. Well, Flowers of Evil had a fucking bunch of perversion in it already, so yeah, just it's gonna be its own thing, and I don't see it going into like big fights or anything along the lines of that. More so just this guy struggling around the streets looking for blood or some shit. I don't know. And your overall thoughts of it thus far? Do you think that this is gonna be as good or as big as Flowers of Evil? Or that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that'd be amazing. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.